What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to give you guys the future, right? I'm here to predict the future. I'm here to talk about the title runs that we are living in right now. These title runs are upcoming. They're going on right now. You just don't realize it, but you will in about 2 to 3 fights. I believe every single person in this video will end up as UFC champion, no matter how ridiculous it is. Right, dude? These guys are all on a win streak or coming off a couple of wins or at least one win. And I think there's enough momentum behind them. They have the perfect style or they have a clear path to the title as to why I'm putting them in this video. All right, dude. So let's get into this. Starting off strong, Anthony Hernandez. The guy's literally in my fucking channel banner, dude. I believe in the Hernandez run. Like I said in the other video that I made, Fluffy Hernandez, his power is that he's just a marauder, dude. He looks like every guy you went to school with that, you know, wore boots and fucking jeans, literally did nothing at the back of class all day, repeated English class about 5 times. You know what I'm saying, dude? I feel like Anthony Hernandez is so disarming with his looks that you forget that he has a crazy style. Like, he puts an insane pace on these guys. He's got pretty decent boxing, tough chin, and the cardio and the jiu-jitsu is really the biggest difference here. I think that he has the type of style to beat guys above him, especially near the top. Like, I do think he has the kind of pace to beat technically better fighters like Nassourdine Imavov, because he has the skills as well, but the pace is really what makes the difference. Like, there's guys that are skillful, but I don't know if they can maintain this kind of push for 5 rounds, let alone 3 rounds. And I think that's going to be a huge advantage against some of the older guys in the division near the top of the rankings as well. Like, Jared Cannonier is one that comes to mind immediately. I think Hernandez has a really good style to beat him, and just similar guys like that. So I think Anthony Hernandez title run is going on right now. I reckon we're 3 to 4 fights away from him fighting for the belt, and I think he's going to beat Michel Pereira as well. That's another good matchup for him. Going to be scary in round 1, and then I think by round 3 he's going to get the finish, get the submission. So I believe in the Anthony Hernandez Hoodville title run. He's got to walk out to March Madness to complete this, to claim this title run. That's all he's got to do. Let's move on. While I'm here in the middleweight division, while I'm here in the Goofy Gooberville, I think there is one man that I need to address. And listen, dude, I talked about him in my video yesterday. Brendan Allen, dude. Now, hold on. My theory that this is the man to go chrome for chrome with Dricus du Plessis, I think there's something to that. I think that's a real thing. I watched Brendan Allen fight Marvin Vettori in the casino. Can I tell you this? He looked good. He looked real good in that fight. Sorry, I just had to bring Chael Sonnen in. But listen, dude. The UFC makes no sense, bro. When are you guys going to realize it's not about who's the best fighter? It is simply about who would be the funniest outcome possible. Dricus du Plessis, Bilal Muhammad, right? Brendan Allen fits that category. Sean Strickland. Brendan Allen fits that category perfectly. He's been hanging around long enough. He's been mid enough to stay in the rankings and get on a bit of a win streak. And I think he just has that weird kind of Brendan Allen plot armor to where he will find a way to somehow beat Nassourdine Imavov. Nassourdine Imavov is so much better than Brendan. I think he's a better striker. I think he's a more skillful fighter. Better chin, better frame. Brendan Allen will figure it out. I'm sure he will goofy goober his way through this. He is literally like Dricus 2.0. Brendan Allen, he's not as goofy on the feet. He just is a bit more chinny, which makes him kind of funny to watch. But I seriously believe Brendan Allen will somehow, some way, accidentally stumble his way into being the champion. There's literally frames of this guy walking into the fucking cage like he's a UFC 5 bot that lost control of his, you know, movements. There's literally frames of this guy getting rocked by Sam Alvey. But that is exactly the type of fighter that can become the champion in 2024. It's not about who's more skillful, bro. It's literally just what would be the most random outcome, and Brendan Allen, I believe, in the title run. Let's move on to some more realistic ones, though. This one, it's kind of easy to say now, but I was saying this before his last fight. But I believe we are witnessing one of the greatest title runs in lightweight history. I believe we are witnessing... New Zealand, you have a Charles Oliveira. We have one, boys. We got one. I said Dan Hooker would beat Mateus Gamrot. Look at that fucking number next to his name, yeah. Number 5. Say it like it is. You know yourself, yeah. I predicted this, dude. I predicted this, and I think somehow, some way... First of all, I do think he can actually beat Justin Gaethje. It's not going to be a fluke if he beats Justin Gaethje, because I think he's going to be the aggressor. He's probably going to get dropped at some point, but Justin Gaethje's not going to follow him to the ground. He's not going to grapple. He cannot grapple with Dan Hooker. I feel like to beat Dan Hooker, you have to out grapple him. Or you just have to be like crazy fast, crazy powerful. I don't think Justin Gaethje is that anymore. Especially after getting chinned. I'd like to see how Gaethje fights him. I think Dan Hooker has the style to be able to beat Justin Gaethje. I think he would out grapple Justin Gaethje, dude. I really do. And I think against Charles Oliveira, Oliveira's defense and lack of head movement might get him hurt against Dan Hooker, except Hooker is a pretty good grappler, good scrambler. I think he has all the tools to go on a kind of unlikely run. I think if the division shakes out in a certain way, he could end up getting a short notice title shot or something like that. So there's a path here for Dan Hooker. I can't visualize the whole thing perfectly the way that I did for Bilal Muhammad, but I do see it. I do see the path. I can see the vision, and I think some of you guys can kind of see it too. I think the tattoos and the blonde hair making him undefeated, there's something to that, right? And I don't know, man. I like I said, I can't picture the exact script. Like with Sean O'Malley, Bilal Muhammad, I kind of saw the outline of the script. But with Dan Hooker, I'm sensing that there's a title run happening here. I just don't know the path exactly, but I definitely can see this happening. So I'm going to put Dan Hooker in this video to feel like a genius. And by the way, can I just say, don't fucking come back in 2 years when Dan Hooker like is on a losing streak because he's like 40 and be like, wow, this aged well. Dude, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I hate when that happens. Dude, I'll drop a video like a year and a half ago. People will wait a year and like, how do you remember that? How do you remember the video? You come back a year and a half later.
This aged well. Wow, good take, buddy. Wow, this guy's a casual.
Dude, come on, man. How do you remember I said that, bro? Come on, dude. So I don't want to see shit about that from anybody in this video because it is hard to predict a title run. I've predicted a couple. I predicted Bilal Muhammad. I predicted Sugar Sean would be champion. You can't win them all. Yes, I predicted Yair Rodriguez would retire. But, you know, we have our fucking days, dude. I predicted Adesanya. You know, it is what it is. We have our days, man. All right, so I don't want to see any negativity in the comments. Guys, drop a like right now if you F with positivity, guys. All right, let's move on. Speaking of which, Jose Aldo, bro, please. I am praying. Not necessarily praying, but I believe, but I'm also hoping that this Jose Aldo title run I'm seeing right now is real. I feel like this is actually going to happen. Why can I see Jose Aldo getting a title shot in the next 2 fights that he has? I think he's going to school Mario Batista, and I think he's going to get a top 5 opponent next, and I think he's going to win that fight because he, honestly, with a win over Mario Batista, maybe this is delusional, maybe this is just me hating on Cheeto. Put him above Cheeto in the rankings, dude. Put him above Cheeto in the fucking rankings because there's no way Figueiredo would do that to Jose Aldo. He already has a win over Cheeto. He has a win over Rob Font. He has a win over all these other guys. Honestly, Jose Aldo should be top 5 if he beats Mario Batista. And that's not privilege. That's not glaze. That's literally just looking at the landscape of the division. Would a single soul walking the earth pick Cheeto over? Actually, some of you fucking delusional guys would. Would anybody with a brain pick Cheeto Vera to beat Jose Aldo? No. Would anybody right now pick Rob Font to beat Jose Aldo? No. So what's the point of having him ranked below them? Let's be fucking real, dude. The ranking, let's just give Jose Aldo a title shot if he wins this next fight. I mean, Khalil Roundtree gets one, right? But listen, dude, rant aside, I think Jose Aldo looked very fucking sharp against Martinez, who was on a huge win streak, who did beat solid competitors on that win streak, especially near the end of it. At the start, it was a bit iffy, but, you know, he beat, you know, Saeed Nurmagomedov, bit of a robbery, but still, close fight. Adrian Yanez, CGI, but, you know, good CGI. I think Jose Aldo has every tool you need to go on a title run. Insane takedown defense, literally no point trying to wrestle him, which makes him very, very, you know, skillful at bantamweight, because some of these guys, they have, like, their striking is so next level, then you shoot a takedown and they're fucking Parker Porter off their back. It's crazy. Jose Aldo cannot be taken down. Leg kick defense for days. Insane high-level boxing. Plot armor. Dana White privilege. I think Jose Aldo has everything it takes to go on a title run. This kid is going to be a superstar. This kid's got everything it takes to be a champion. I'm going to say this kid's going to end up going on a title run. I can just see the build-up of Sean O'Malley versus Jose Aldo. And another reason why I think this title run's going to happen and why it's happening right now is because if the UFC wants you to fight for the belt, it will happen, right? They want Jose Aldo on Sean O'Malley's highlight reel. They want that on his resume. They want to say, Sean O'Malley is the bantamweight GOAT. He beat Jose Aldo. He beat Aljamain Sterling. He beat Merab, right? And that is a good fucking case, in my opinion. I think he's 2 wins away from being benchmark GOAT. But regardless, you know this is one of the wins the UFC wants for him. So I think the Jose Aldo title run is pretty realistic. I'm going to mention that in this video. Next one, listen, dude. A lot of you guys like to call me out for my main event picks if they're wrong. But nobody likes to give me credit when I get my featured fight. I'm goated at featured fights. I'm goated at prospect versus veteran matchups. And this next one, this one's going to carry me to the fucking promised land at UFC 306. Who am I talking about? I'm glad you asked. Listen, dude. Part of the storyline, man. Can I just say, people that say my Brian Ortega sounds like George Masvidal, that's racist. First of all, that's racist. It's not true. You're a scumbag. You're a racist. You're a liar. They don't sound anything alike, okay? They sound nothing alike, mate. Mate, I don't know what you're talking about. They don't sound anything alike at all. All right, but regardless of that, Brian Ortega's going to fraud check Diego Lopez. He's going to beat him by decision. Believe that. He's going to outstrike. He's going to outbox him, especially late. He's going to have some early struggle. Here's the script for Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. Brian Ortega's going to lose round 1 to Diego Lopez. He might get rocked. Then Diego Lopez is going to start to slow down because his style is just not sustainable for 3 rounds. Brian Ortega's going to be able to wrestle him. He's going to avoid some submission attempts. He's going to control him in the grappling. And I think he's going to beat him with ground and pound. And I think he's going to outbox him with the threat of the takedown. And I think he's going to win round 2 and 3. And Brian Ortega will fulfill the Eagle prophecy, bro. When are you guys going to realize there's a prophecy to this shit? Brian Ortega is going to beat Diego Lopez. Everyone's going to be like, oh my God, he's actually good. What the fuck? Or no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to give credit. They're going to say Diego Lopez was trash the whole time, even though he's not. Brian Ortega is just a bad matchup for him. He's literally better than Dan Ige in every single way. I guarantee you that. He's better than Dan Ige in every single way. And the short notice for Diego Lopez was a factor, yes, in the last one. But this is also full camp for Brian Ortega now, coming down to 145 again. And I just think he is too high of a jump in competition. The only reason they did Ortega versus Lopez was because of the short notice. Otherwise, Lopez would have never got that fight. And I don't think he's ready for it. I just don't think he is ready to fight Brian Ortega. So Brian Ortega is going to beat Diego Lopez. People are going to go crazy. He's going to fulfill the Eagle script, and he's going to get absolutely mauled by fucking Ilia Topuria or Max Holloway. Like, that's just, it is what it is, dude. This is how the title run's going to go, dude. Brian Ortega is going to whoop Diego Lopez, get up to the top. You know, it is what it is, dude. It's part of the storyline, you know? Like, I had to come up. What the Eagle does in its lifetime, it lives for 70 years, right? Hold on, brother, I'm talking. Listen, dude, the Eagle lives for 70 years. He gets 3 title shots. That's what he does. And on this third one, I'm going to get my beak broken, my feathers plucked. And I'm probably going to get knocked out in round 2. You know, it is what it is, dude. But that's how life goes, right? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you fly, sometimes you crash. That's how it goes, man. This is happening. I'm just letting you guys know right now. I'm very confident that Brian Ortega title run is happening right now. I would love for him to fucking beat Ilia Topuria, by the way. Can I just say, if I had to choose who beats Topuria, I would want it to be Brian Ortega. Because I know Topuria would be so salty if he got absolutely tuned up and submitted by this Fortnite playing guy who looks like Meaty Michael. Literally, it's just the meme of like people with blue eyes be like that's literally this dude. I would love to see him be the guy that submits Topuria and ends his title reign, you know, but it's probably not going to happen, but he will get to the title. Next one to talk about, I feel like one of those fake hardcores, but I'm going to keep kind of riding the train and glazing this guy so that, you know, I have somebody like attached to the bedtime brand. I'm going to say Carlos Prates title run is happening right now. I'm not going to say this guy's going to get like 10 title defenses and 16 wins in a row. I'm just saying, look into it. Like there is some sort of Anderson Silva repeat going on right now with Carlos Prates. I think he's going to get one more win, or he's going to get a ranked opponent straight away. They might just feed Luque to him or something like that. And then honestly, I look up the rankings. All the wrestlers are old and leaving. And the only wrestler left is like Bilal Muhammad, who he has beef with, by the way. I can see that kind of being, that's the fucking seed. They planted the fucking seeds of Bilal versus Prates. They planted the fucking seed. Or fucking Kalen Prates or whatever his name is. They planted the fucking seed, right? He already has beef with Bilal. But when I look at the division, who's going to ragdoll him in wrestling? Like, who is it? Sean Brady? Sean fucking Brady, dude? That's the only wrestler in the division. Everyone else is like tall, lanky, kind of chinny strikers. And then at the top, you've got JDM, Shavkat, Bilal, right? Leon Edwards, like Usman's like two to three fights away from retirement. Colby Covington's 2 to 3 fights away from retirement. Gilbert Burns is probably going to get retired in his next 2 fights. Like, I think right now, Carlos Prates is going to go on a title run. He has the Fighting Nerds plot armor. He has the Anderson Silva style. He smokes cigarettes. What else is there to say? This title run is happening right now. And obviously the same goes for Gene Silva. I don't know if he's going to get to the belt, but he's on a bit of a run right now. But I think the best chance from Fighting Nerds is either Cal Baralho if he beats Cannonier. He'll probably plot armor his way to a fight with Dricus du Plessis. Or Carlos Prates, because of the division that he's in and the rankings that's above him and the style that he has. I think he has the perfect kind of style, build, and rankings in front of him to get to the belt. So Carlos Prates is my pick for the welterweight division, and there is one man left to talk about it. You are here to hear my take on this. And I'm not flinching, bro. I'm not fucking gaslighting you. I'm not clickbaiting you. This is happening. Get ready, dude. This is happening. Think about it like this, dude. If the UFC wants you to be a top contender, if the UFC wants you to fight for a belt, it will happen. Paddy Pimblett, mark my words, is 2 fights away from a title shot, and this will take place. He is on a fucking 8-fight win streak. They're going to give him Moicano, and then they're going to give him fucking Michael Chandler or Beneil Dariush or somebody easy-ish near the top 5. And they're going to pray to God that they can set him up with a top contender that they're going to pray. Dude, Dan Hooker is a perfect example of who they would fucking try and get Paddy Pimblett to get a title shot off, right? This is going to happen whether you like it or not, dude. Paddy Pimblett's going to get on the... Mate, nobody talks about it, lads. How do you like me now? I've just fucking knocked out Charles Oliveira, lad. I've fucking done me work, mate. I'm getting me fucking title shot, lad. You know yourself, lad. Nobody talks about it. I'm going to have a fucking burger and fucking pizza, lad. Whatever needs to be done, Dana White will get it done. Paddy Pimblett title run is living, breathing, happening right now. You are in the Paddy Pimblett era. You just don't realize it. Plot armor, good chin, not going to get cracked until he's a champion or until he's a top contender. He's going to Ian Gary Max his way to the belt, and that's just what's going to happen, dude. I'm telling you, if he has a slightly competitive fight with a top contender, he's getting given the split decision, and he's getting a title shot on a full camp in the UK. That's gonna fucking happen, dude. So let me know what you guys think down below. What title runs are we experiencing right now? Let me know in the comments down below who you believe is currently on a title run. And yeah, make sure you guys drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for 46k. I really appreciate that. We're on the road to 50k. It's gonna be crazy. Let me know what you guys want me to do for 50k. Serious answers only in the comments. I don't want to see anything about oiling up. Nothing along those lines. No lollygagging, shenanigans, hooliganisms, none of that in the chat. Yeah, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. I'm not dropping predictions for the Cannonier versus Brazilian dude because nobody cares. So see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.